Good evening, children.
Good evening, Mom.
Good evening. Hi, Kritika.
Hi, ma'am. Good
Hello.
morning.
Good evening. Yeah. So, Swati and Bhavishya, did you watch the YouTube videos which I had shared for the last class?
Ma'am, half I have watched and half I haven't watched.
Okay. What about Swati?
Yes, ma'am, watched it.
All right. Okay. I'm not going to ask you questions. I'm going to tell you whatever you watch in the videos. I'm going to repeat them for you so that you can understand better. All right. So let's consider the situation where two lines are intersected by a transversal. Okay, two lines. We'll call the lines say L and M. Okay, so we have two lines L and M intersected by a transversal T. Intersected by a transversal T. So what happens when two lines, see the lines are not parallel. They're simply two lines. In this case, they are not parallel lines. L and M are simply two lines intersected by a transversal T. Now, what happens when two lines are intersected by a transversal T? Eight angles are formed around the transversal. See here, angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 angles are formed around the transversal. 8 angles are formed around the transversal. Now, 4 of these angles are called interior angles and the remaining 4 are called exterior angles. So here the interior angles, see the numbering pattern is not fixed, you can number it as you want. Like you can mark 1, 2, 3, 4 here and then 5, 6, 7, 8 here. So the numbering pattern is completely your choice. So I have numbered it like this. By this, the interior angles are interior angles. The interior angles formed are angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, and angle 6. These are the interior angles formed. So look at the position. These are the interior angles. These are the interior angles. The exterior angles formed are exterior angles formed are see here, angle 1, angle 2, angle 7, angle 8. Angle 1, angle 2, angle 7, and angle 8. You understand the positions, children? So we put it like this. When two lines are intersected by a transversal T, 8 angles are formed around the transversal. 4 of these angles are called interior angles and the remaining 4 are called exterior angles. So by this figure, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5 and angle 6 are interior angles. Angle 1, angle 2, angle 7 and angle 8 are exterior angles. Is this fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes,
please
ma'am.
make a note. Write this first. Yeah, quickly make a note. Done, children?
No, ma'am.
All right. Yeah, children. It's time. Yeah, girls, done?
Done, ma'am.
All right. All right.
Done, ma'am.
All right. Now let's understand what we mean by alternate angles, alternate interior angles. Now you know the meaning of the term interior angles. Tell me the interior angles here. Name the interior angles.
Ma'am, angle 4, angle 3.
Ma'am, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, and angle 6, ma'am.
These are interior angles. Now we'll have to understand what alternate interior angles are. Now alternate angles lie on either side. Okay. Now tell me the angles that lie to the left of the transversal. Name the angles that lie to the left of the transversal.
Angle 1, angle 4, angle 6, and angle
Angle
7.
6,
Correct.
and angle.
So angle 1, angle 4, angle 6, and angle 7 lie to the left of the transversal. And the remaining angles, angle 2, angle 3, angle 5, and angle 8 lie to the right of the transversal. So we call them angles that lie on the same side of the transversal. Okay, angles that lie on the same side of the transversal. So angle 1, 4, 6, and 7 lie on one side of the transversal. Angle 2, angle 3, angle 5, and angle 8 lie on the other side of the transversal. All right. Now alternate angles. Alternate angles, they do not see. When we say alternate angles, we are talking about a pair of angles. When we said interior angles, exterior angles, they are not pairs of angles. They are individual angles. See, you can say angle 2 is an exterior angle. Interior exterior angles are one angle. They're individual angles. You can say angle 4 is an interior angle. Angle 7 is an exterior angle. So when we say interior exterior angles, we are not talking about a pair of angles. We are talking about only one angle. Angle 2 is an exterior angle. Angle 5 is an interior angle. But when we talk about alternate angles, we are talking about a pair of angles. We are talking about two angles. Where else have you come across pairs of angles? Can you tell me some terms which refer to a pair of angles which you've already come across? Tell me some terms that refer to a pair of angles.
Linear pair.
Okay, very good. Linear pair, very good. Okay, identify the linear pairs in this figure, Swati. Tell me one pair, one linear pair here.
Angle
Just
1
one.
and 2 form. 1 and 2
Angle
form
1
a
and
linear.
angle 2. Angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair. Bhavishya, another one.
Angle 4 and angle 3, ma'am.
Angle 3 and 4. Angle 3 and 4 form a pair of, are linear pair of angles. Angle 3 and angle 4 are a linear pair of angles. Kritika?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, a pair of angles that form a linear pair. Two angles that form a linear pair.
6 and 5.
6 and 5. Very good. Angles 5 and angle 6 form a linear pair. Then there are many more, no? There are many more. So angle 1 and angle 2, angle 2 and angle 3, angle 3 and angle 4, angle 4 and angle 1. Angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair of angles. Angle 2 and angle 3, linear pair. Angle 3 and angle 4, linear pair. Angle 4 and angle 1, linear pair. Angle 5 and angle 6, linear pair. Angle 6 and angle 7, angle 7 and angle 8, angle 5 and angle 8. So like this, these are the different pairs of different angles which form a linear pair. Tell me some of the term. Tell me some of the term which refers to a pair of angles.
Supplementary and complementary.
Very good. That's what I was looking for. Yes. Supplementary angles and complementary angles. So when we say supplementary angles, we are not talking about one angle, nor are we talking about three angles. You cannot say the sum of three angles is 180, so they form supplementary angles. No. Supplementary angles refer to a pair of angles. Supplementary angles and complementary angles refer to a pair of angles. You cannot say, one angle is 180 degrees, so it is a supplementary angle. No. A pair of angles are called supplementary angles if their sum is 180 degrees. A pair of angles are called complementary angles if their sum is 90 degrees. Two angles, if they add up to 180, they're called supplementary angles. Two angles, if they add up to 90 degrees, they're called complementary angles. So the term complementary angles, supplementary angles, linear pair, all this refers to a pair of angles, not one angle. Now we came across two new terms, interior angles and exterior angles. They don't refer to a pair of angles, interior angles and exterior angles. They refer to only one angle, not a pair of angles. Like as I told you earlier, angle 3 is an interior angle, one angle. Angle 7 is an exterior angle, one angle. Okay, so now coming back to this discussion. So we are trying to understand what we mean by alternate angles. We know what interior angles are. Now alternate angles. Alternate angles lie on either sides of the transversal. That is the first thing. Alternate angles lie on either sides of the transversal. That is, they don't lie on the same side of the transversal. Okay, alternate interior angles refer to a pair of angles, two angles. Two angles are said to be alternate interior angles if both of them are interior angles and they lie on either sides of the transversal. See, there are two conditions for alternate interior angles. Alternate means the two angles lie on either sides of the transversal. They don't lie on the same side of the transversal. That is one thing. And both of them are interior angles. Both of them are interior angles because alternate interior angles. Alternate means they lie on either sides of the transversal. Interior angles, meaning both are interior angles. Now, how many interior angles we have here? 3, 4, 5, and 6. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, if you talk about 3 and 5, they're both interior angles, but they lie on the same side of the transversal. If you say 3 and 5 form a pair of alternate interior angles, it doesn't satisfy the conditions because 3 and 5 are interior angles, but they lie on the same side of the transversal. Alternate interior angles lie on either side of the transversal. So angle 3 and angle 6. Okay, angle 3 and angle 6. And the other one is angle 4 and angle 5. Angle 4 and angle 5. So you can see that 3 and 6 both are interior angles and they are alternate interior angles because they lie on either sides of the transversal. Similarly, 4 and 5, both of them are interior angles and they lie on either sides of the transversal. Now tell me two pairs of alternate exterior angles. Kritika, tell me one pair. Use a definition. Both of them should be exterior angles. And alternate means they should not lie on the same side of the transversal. They should lie on either sides of the transversal. That is what is meant by the meaning. That is meant by the, so sorry, that is what is meant by alternate. They lie on either sides of the transversal. Two pairs of alternate exterior angles. Yes, Kritika?
Ma'am, angle 2 and 7.
Angle 2 and angle?
7.
Very good. Yes, Bhavishya, one more.
Ma'am, angle 1 and angle 8, ma'am.
Angle 1 and angle 8. Swati, which of this is correct, which is incorrect? Sorry?
Ma'am, they all are exterior angles, ma'am, and none of them is not true.
No, your voice is very low. I can't hear you.
Ma'am, angle 2 and 7 and angle 1 and 8 are alternate exterior angles only, ma'am.
So it's correct, huh? Both of them?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. Yeah, both the answers are correct. Angle 2 and angle 7, they are both exterior angles and they lie on either side of the transversal. So they form a pair of alternate exterior angles. And similarly, angle 1 and angle 8. Very good. Write down, children. Write down what is new on the screen. Don't write everything that you see on the screen. Write what is new on the screen. So alternate angles, we are talking about a pair of angles, not one angle. We are talking about a pair of angles. You could put a comma here also.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
Done, ma'am.
Good. Now, since we spoke about linear pair of angles, we'll write down the different pairs we see here. Yeah, tell me the different pairs, children. I'll start angle 1 and angle 2, then
Angle 3 and angle 4, ma'am.
we'll go in the order, no? Angle 2 and angle
Angle
3,
3,
ma'am.
ma'am.
3. Then angle 3 and
Angle 4,
ma'am.
angle 4. Angle 4 and
Angle 1, ma'am.
angle 1. Again, you'll go back to 1 and 2. So that's it. Then angle 5 and angle 6. You can put and or a comma. Angle 5 and angle 6. Then angle 6 and angle
7, ma'am.
7, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, then
Angle 7
Angle
and
7 and angle 8. And angle
Angle
8 and angle 5, ma'am.
angle
Angle 8 and angle
5,
5,
6,
ma'am.
6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 5. Yeah, 8 and angle 5. Correct. Very good. Write down, children. All right. I assume all of you have finished. Next. Corresponding angles. For corresponding angles, we don't have corresponding interior and corresponding exterior. All right. So for alternate, we have alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles. Corresponding angles are just corresponding angles. Okay. So corresponding angles, they lie on the same side of the transversal. Alternate angles lie on the either side of the transversal. Corresponding angles will lie on the same side of the transversal. One will be an interior angle, the other will be an exterior angle, but they should not form a linear pair. Look at the conditions. Corresponding angles lie both the angles must lie on the same side of the transversal. Both the angles must lie on the same side of the transversal. That's the first condition. Then one angle must be an interior angle, the other angle must be an exterior angle. But they should not form a linear pair. Now, for example, you pick an interior angle and exterior angle on the same side of the transversal, but they form a linear pair. Then they are not corresponding angles. They should not form a linear pair. So what are the conditions? Same side of the transversal. One angle should be an interior angle and the other should be an exterior angle, but they should not form a linear pair. Yeah, tell me.
Angle 1
Start.
and angle
Angle 6.
Angle 1 and angle
6, ma'am.
6. Very good. So you can see 1, 4, 6 and 7 lie on one side of the transversal. 1, 4, 6 and 7 lie on one side of the transversal. You should select one interior and one exterior angle. So supposing you select the exterior angle 1, you should take one interior angle. But you cannot take 4 because 1 and 4 will form a linear pair. So don't take 4. So you have to take 6. So 1 and 6. Is that clear, children?
Yes,
ma'am.
Yeah. Then
Ma'am, angle
next.
4 and angle 7, ma'am.
Angle 4 and angle
7, ma'am.
7. So 4 and 7, they lie on the same side of the transversal. 4 is an interior angle while 7 is an exterior angle and they don't form a linear pair. They don't form a linear pair. Very good. Now on this side, 2, 3, 5, 8.
Ma'am, angle 2 and 5.
Angle 2 and angle 5.
Angle 3 and angle 8, ma'am.
Angle 3 and angle 8. Is that clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Corresponding angles lie on the same side of the transversal. One angle is an interior angle while the other is an exterior angle. But the two angles should not form a linear pair. That's a condition. Yes, write down.
Done, ma'am.
Yeah.
Done, ma'am.
All right. Are you writing down, Kritika?
Yes, ma'am. I done writing.
You are writing, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So next, co-interior angles. Co-interior angles. They're also, I'll write the different names. They're called co-interior angles or they're called allied angles. Allied angle. They're the different names. They're not different angles. These are the different names for the same angle. Allied angles. Again, they're a pair of angles. Allied angles or they're also called interior angles. Interior angles on the same side of the transversal. On the same side of the transversal. So interior angles, we are talking about two angles. We are talking about two angles that are interior angles and which lie on the same side of the transversal. interior angles that lie on the same side of the transversal, also called allied angles, also called co-interior angles. Co-interior angles are nothing but consecutive interior angles. Co meaning consecutive. Okay, let me write that also. Consecutive interior angles. Consecutive interior angles. Okay, consecutive interior angles or co-interior angles or allied angles. All these terms refer to the interior angles on the same side of the transversal. If you pick two interior angles, on the same side of the transversal, they are called co-interior angles or allied angles or consecutive interior angles. So now let's pick the two angles must be interior angles. See the name, co-interior angles or interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So both of them should be interior angles, not exterior. Interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So tell me, interior angles on the same side of the transversal, angle?
Angle
4 and angle 6, ma'am.
Angle 4 and angle
6.
6, ma'am.
6. Then
Angle 3 and angle 5, ma'am.
angle 3 and angle 5. That's all. That's all. Because interior angles only you should take on the same side of the transversal. So angle 4 and angle 6. See, both of them are interior angles and both lie on the same side of the transversal. 3 and 5. Both are interior, both lie on the same side of the transversal. Such pair of angles are called co-interior angles. Co-interior, interior angles, allied angles, consecutive interior angles, or interior angles that lie on the same side of the transversal. Just a second, children.
Done, ma'am.
Done, children?
Done, ma'am.
All right. So that's about it. So we spoke about alternate interior. First, we spoke about interior angles and exterior angles. They are individual angles. Then we spoke about alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, which are a pair of angles. Then corresponding angles, again a pair of angles. Allied angles, a pair of angles. So all are pairs of angles. Allied angles, corresponding angles, alternate angles. All these are pairs of angles. Interior angles and exterior angles are individual angles. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. All right, children. So now quickly tell me. Name all the, Swati, name all the interior angles. Quickly.
Angle E, angle F, angle D, and angle C, ma'am.
Very good. Bhavishya, exterior angles.
Ma'am, angle A, angle B, angle G, and angle H, ma'am.
Very good. Linear pair, Kritika.
Ma'am, angle A and B.
Angle A and angle B. Yeah.
And,
Yeah, go on.
angle E and F.
No, go in the order, no? A and B, B and
D and E.
B and
E.
B and E, no. A and B, B and F, F and
E.
F and E, then
And
E and
E and
E and
A.
A.
Angle
Very
A.
good. Yeah, then go on. Then angle C and
D and angle C and
D and
H G.
G. You got it now. Then what did I say? C, D, D, G, G, G and G and
H. Angle H.
H. Yeah. H and
D. Angle D.
they are vertically, you're saying vertically opposite angles. H and
T. C.
C. All right. Okay, fine. Name the pairs of vertically opposite angles, children. Name the pairs of vertically opposite angles.
Angle A and F.
Angle A and F.
Angle B and E.
Angle B and D.
Angle D and H.
It's okay. A and F, B and E, then D and
D and H. H.
D and H,
G and C,
then
ma'am.
G and C. G and C, ma'am.
Angle G and C.
G and C. Yeah, correct. C and G. C and G. Please write no in the earlier figure, children. Write. Give the heading vertically opposite angles and write down for the earlier figure where we had marked numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Please write this there. Vertically opposite angles. Continue. Vertically opposite angles and write according to that figure the vertically opposite angles formed. Done for the earlier one?
Done, ma'am.
Yeah, Bhavishya, read out. Yeah, Bhavishya, read out 2.
Ma'am.
Yeah. Tell me. Yes, Bhavishya, the earlier one.
Yes, ma'am. Angle 1 and angle 1 and angle 3, angle 2
Okay.
and angle 4, angle 5 and angle 7, and angle 6 and angle 8, ma'am.
Very good. Correct. All right. Now, in this figure, children, tell me the pairs of alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. Tell me the pairs of alternate interior angles.
Ma'am, angle E and angle C.
Angle E and F.
E and C.
C.
I'll just write it like this. E and C. Then
D and F, ma'am.
Angle D and
D
angle
and F.
F, ma'am.
D and F. D and F. Alternate interior angles. Alternate means they should lie on either sides of the transversal. One on the left side, one on the right side. And both of them should be interior angles. Both should be interior. So E and C, D and F, or F and D, whatever. Alternate exterior angles.
A and H, ma'am.
A and H, both of them should be exterior angles and on either sides of the transversal. A and H, then
B and B, ma'am.
Angle G, ma'am.
B and G.
G, ma'am.
G, very good. Corresponding angles?
Angle A and angle D.
Angle
A and D. So what is the definition? What are the conditions for corresponding angles? They must lie on the same side of the transversal. Then?
One angle should be exterior and one angle should be interior, and they should not form a linear pair, ma'am.
But they should not form a linear pair, correct. A and D, then?
Ma'am, angle B and
E and G.
E and G, yeah.
Ma'am,
Yes, Bhavishya?
ma'am, angle B and angle C, ma'am.
B and C, then?
Angle F and angle H, ma'am.
F and H, very good, very good. What about allied angles? What about allied angles?
Ma'am, angle E and D.
E and D, correct. E and D?
F and C, ma'am.
F and C. Allied angles, meaning they should lie on the same side of the transversal and both of them should be interior angles. Both should be interior. So E and D, F and C. So I think the positions are clear now. All of you understand this?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now we'll see when two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal. Now earlier we just took two lines. When two lines are intersected by a transversal, we identified the different angles formed or the different pairs of angles formed. Now we'll see what happens when a transversal intersects two parallel lines. All right. So when a transversal intersects, two parallel lines, or you can say when two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, both are correct. When two, you can say when two, 1 second children. So children, you can write when a pair of when two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, or you can say when a transversal intersects two parallel lines, both are the same. So when a transversal intersects two parallel lines, then alternate, these are the results, alternate interior angles formed are equal. Earlier, we did not say that they are equal. We only said that they are alternate angles. When simply two lines are intersected by a transversal, all those angles are formed, but they're not equal. When two lines are intersected by a transversal, you can identify all the angles, interior, exterior, alternate, corresponding, allied angles, all that you can identify. All that are formed. When any two lines are intersected by a transversal, all those angles are formed. Then what is the difference? When two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, what is the new thing here? When two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, then the alternate interior angles formed, no, they are equal. There we didn't say that they are equal. We only said that those two angles are alternate interior angles. Now, what's the difference? When the lines are parallel, the alternate interior angles formed are equal. Then, let me draw the figure here. Let's take a small figure. Two parallel lines. So let's go like this. LM are intersected by a transversal T. Okay, so these are the angles. So say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yeah. So now alternate interior. Now here two L and M are parallel. L is parallel to M. Here in this figure, L is parallel to M. L is parallel to M, intersected by a transversal T. Now tell me the alternate interior angles formed, children.
Angle 3 and 7, angle 6.
Angle 3 and 7, angle 4 and 6. So here we say that angle 3 is equal to angle 7. And then angle 4 is equal to angle 6. Angle 3 and 7, they are alternate interior angles and they are equal because the lines are parallel. Angle 4 and angle 6, they are alternate interior angles and they are also equal. Why? Because the lines are parallel. If the lines are not parallel, they are alternate interior angles, but they are not equal. That's the difference. They are always alternate interior angles. Either they are equal or not equal. When are they equal? When the lines are parallel. When the lines are not parallel, they are alternate interior angles, but they're not equal. They'll not be equal. They will not be equal. When the lines are not parallel, the angles will not be equal, but they are alternate interior angles. They are called alternate interior angles. Whether they are equal or not equal, they are called alternate interior angles. When the lines are not parallel, they are not equal. The angles are not equal. When the lines are parallel, the angles are equal. Then alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles formed are equal. Formed are equal. So which are the alternate exterior angles formed? Angle
1 and 8, ma'am.
1 and 8. Angle 1 is equal to angle 8. Then angle
2 and
5
angle
and
5.
6.
2 is equal to angle 5. Okay, then corresponding angles. Corresponding angles formed are equal. They're equal. Corresponding angles are equal. So name the corresponding angles.
Angle 1 and 6, ma'am.
Angle 1 is equal to angle 6. Very good. Then
Angle 3 is equal to angle 5.
3 is equal to 5. Then
Angle 2 equals 7, ma'am.
angle 2 is equal to angle 7.
Angle 4 equals to angle 8, ma'am.
Angle 4 is equal to angle 8. And then co-interior angles or interior angles that lie on the same side of the transversal. They are supplementary. They are not equal. They may be equal. They're equal. There is one case when they can be equal, but they are always supplementary. Co-interior angles are supplementary. Co-interior angles formed are supplementary. Supplementary. T-A-R-Y, not T-R-Y, T-A-R-Y. Now, so which are the, Bhavishya, which are the co-interior angles here? Angle?
Ma'am, angle 3 and angle 6.
Angle 3 and angle 6. So here angle 3 is equal to angle 6. No, angle 3 plus angle 6 is equal to 180. The co-interior angles are supplementary. When the lines are parallel, they are supplementary. When the lines are not parallel, they are co-interior angles, but they will not be supplementary. Their sum will either be more than 180 degrees or less than 180 degrees. It will not be equal to 180. Yeah, tell me the other pair.
Ma'am, angle 4 and angle 7. Angle 4 is equal to angle 7, ma'am.
Bhavishya. Ritika, tell me.
Ma'am, angle 4 plus angle 7 is
Yeah,
equal
completed.
to 80 degree.
Is equal to 180 degrees. Correct. Angle 4 plus angle 7 is equal to 180. Co-interior angles formed are supplementary. When the lines are parallel, the co-interior angles formed are supplementary. The two angles will add up to 180 degrees. If they are not parallel, the two angles are co-interior angles. Their names will not change. They are still called co-interior angles, but they'll not be supplementary. Their sum will not be 180. Either their sum will be less than 180 degrees or more than 180 degrees. So that is the difference. Understand this, children? Please make a note. Please write down, children. Done, children?
Done, ma'am.
Yeah, Bhavishya and Kritika, done?
Yes, ma'am.
Bhavishya? All right. Can I clear the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, now with this knowledge, I think we can proceed with understanding quadrilaterals. Yeah, we finished this one. Yeah. Now, to tell you, in simpler words, alternate angles, will be formed on a Z like this here. When you analyze this figure, two parallel lines intersected by a transversal, these are the alternate interior angles. So see the Z formed here, Z formations here, parallel line, transversal, parallel line, parallel line, transversal, parallel line. So alternate interior angles are formed here in the Z like this. Or if you have a figure like this, where this line is parallel to this line, and this is the transversal. Here are the alternate interior angles. Or it can be a Z like this. These are the parallel lines. This is the transversal. So these are alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. Co-interior angles, will be like this. Parallel line, transversal, parallel line. Here, these are co-interior angles. See here, parallel line, transversal, parallel line. See here and here are co-interior angles. Look at the shape. Look at the shape. See here, parallel line, transversal, parallel line. So here and here are co-interior angles. It can be like this also. Parallel line, transversal, parallel line. Here and here are co-interior angles. If the lines are parallel, they are supplementary. So alternate angles are formed in a Z formation like this. These are alternate interior angles. Or if we have something like this, these are alternate interior angles. If these two lines are parallel, co-interior angles are something like this form. Okay, so if you have parallel line, transversal, parallel line like this, these are co-interior angles. These are co-interior angles. So they'll be supplementary. All right. So here, PQR is the parallelogram. Find the values of X, Y, and Z. So we know the properties of a parallelogram. In a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. In a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. So angle P is equal to angle R. So X is equal to 105 degrees. X is equal to 105 degrees. Here, angle P is equal to angle R. Angle P is equal to angle R because opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. So X is equal to 105 degrees. X is equal to 105 degrees. Next, we have to find the values of Y and Z. Y and Z. So see here, Y can be found in two ways. See here, we know it's a parallelogram. So both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel. See, this is parallel to this and this one is parallel to this one. Opposite sides are parallel because it's a parallelogram. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral in which both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel. So I've marked the opposite sides parallel. Okay. Now, see here. Parallel line, transversal, parallel line. Can you see the Z? Alternate angles are equal. See, it's like this. Parallel line, transversal, parallel line. Alternate angles are equal. Can you see the Z thing? You know, parallel line, transversal, parallel. The Z thing here. Alternate angles are equal. So see here, how do we know that these two lines are parallel? Because it's a parallelogram. So opposite sides are parallel. So see here. This is one of the parallel lines. This is the transversal. And this is, see, this is the parallel line. It's continuing like this. It's continuing. You can produce it. This is the parallel line. So I've just produced it. So you can see something like this: parallel line, transversal, parallel line. Alternate angles are equal. Alternate interior angles are equal. So Y is equal to 105 degrees. Here, you should mention the parallel lines. Which are the parallel lines? PS is parallel to RQ. PS is parallel to RQ. Why? Because it's a parallelogram. And which one is a transversal? PQ is a transversal. Whenever you are, using the concept of alternate or corresponding angles, you must mention the parallel lines and the transversal. You must mention the parallel lines and the transversal. So PS is parallel to QR and PQ is a transversal. PQ is a transversal. So Y is equal to 105 degrees. So alternate interior angles are equal. You can simply say alternate angles, or you can say alternate interior angles also. Alternate interior angles are equal. So I've done, you can also find Y in this way. Y in this way. See here, this is parallel to this. Opposite sides are parallel. Okay, so parallel line. Let me produce a transversal, then you can make out. You can produce the lines like this to understand better. You can produce the lines. So can you see here? These two lines are parallel and this is the transversal. See here, X and Y, they are on the same side of the transversal. X and Y are on the same side of the transversal. X is an interior angle, Y is an exterior angle. So they are corresponding angles. Now, this is parallel to this because it's a parallelogram. Opposite sides are parallel. So these two lines are parallel. This line and this line, they're parallel to each other. And this is the transversal. You can produce the lines like this. This is the transversal. X and Y, they are two angles on the same side of the transversal. And X is an interior angle while Y is an exterior angle. So clearly they are corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are equal. When are they equal? When the lines are parallel. Yeah, SR is parallel to PQ. SR is parallel to PQ and RQ is a transversal. Transversal is a line that cuts the parallel lines. Now these two lines are parallel. This line cuts the parallel lines. That is a transversal. Understand, children? See how to write that. SR is parallel to PQ and RQ is a transversal. X is equal to Y, corresponding angles. So we found X already. X is 105 degrees. So Y also, because X is equal to Y, Y also will be 105 degrees. So you can find Y like this. You can find Y like this, or you can also find Y like this, what we discussed earlier. Alternate angles. Y is equal to 105, alternate angles. Like this, you can find Y. You can do any one. X is this one. For Y, I have given you this working, or you can do this working. Now Z. Now clearly Y and Z form a linear pair. Y and Z form a linear pair. See, on the straight line, we have two angles Y and Z. On a straight line, we have two angles Y and Z. So their sum will be 180. Okay, so see here, this is that OR working. Y plus Z is equal, see here, this one. Y plus Z is equal to 180 linear pair. Y we already know is 105 plus Z is 180. So Z is equal to 75 degrees. You can find Z like this. You can find Z like this, or you can also use adjacent angles. See here, 1 minute children. See here, parallel line, transversal, parallel line. So you can see something like this, parallel line, transversal, parallel line. What are these? Co-interior angles. What do you know? Co-interior angles are supplementary. But when it comes to a parallelogram, we call the same thing. Adjacent angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. Adjacent angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. Because they are co-interior angles. Because they are co-interior angles. When it's a parallelogram, you can write co-interior angles as supplementary. Nothing wrong with that. But if you say co-interior angles are supplementary, you should mention the parallel lines and the transversal. In a parallelogram, this is a property of a parallelogram. Adjacent angles are supplementary. Adjacent angles means angle P plus Q is equal to 180. Angle Q plus R is equal to 180. Angle R plus S is equal to 180. Angle S plus P is equal to 180. Adjacent angles. Next angles. P and Q. Q and R. R and S. S and P. So these are called adjacent angles. Angle P, see angle P plus angle Z. Angle P plus angle Z will be 180. Angle Z plus X will be 180. X plus, supposing I call this A. 1 minute. 105 plus Z will be 180. Z plus X 180. X plus A 180. A plus 105 180. Why? In a parallelogram, adjacent angles are supplementary. In a parallelogram, adjacent angles are supplementary because they are co-interior angles. So you can find Z in different ways. You can find Z in different ways. So you can say Z is, X plus Z is equal to 180. X plus Z is equal to 180. Adjacent angles are supplementary. And you know X is 105. So like that you can find. Or you can even say P and Q. P and Q. P plus Q is equal to 180. That's what I've written here. P plus Q is equal to 180. Adjacent angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. So P is 105 degrees. Z we have to find is equal to 180. So Z is 75. So you can find Z like this, or you can find Z like this also. Linear pair. Or you can also find Z like this. X plus Z is equal to 180. X plus Z is equal to 180. Same reason, adjacent angles are supplementary. How much is X? 105. Plus Z is equal to 180. So Z is equal to 180 minus 105, 75 degrees. So many ways of doing, you can do anything. Is it clear, children?
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, children. Yeah. So here we use the property that in a parallelogram, the diagonals bisect each other. The diagonals are not equal. The diagonals are not equal. The diagonals bisect each other. We have already written these properties, right, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. In a parallelogram, now tell me if ln is 12 centimeters, if it's a parallelogram, OM, can it be 12?
No, ma'am, because in the parallelogram, the diagonals may not be equal.
Are not equal. Yeah, if the diagonals are equal, then that parallelogram is called a rectangle. If they are equal, it's a rectangle. A rectangle is also a parallelogram. So we'll learn more of that later next year. So for now, if it's only a parallelogram, diagonals will not be equal. If the diagonals are equal, then that parallelogram is called a rectangle. Similarly, in a rhombus, the diagonals are not equal. If the diagonals are equal, then the rhombus is a square. Why? Because like in a here, comparing a parallelogram and a rectangle, a rhombus and a square. Because in a parallelogram, only opposite sides are equal, right? Opposite sides are equal, correct? Are equal. In a rectangle, also opposite sides are equal. In a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. But in a rhombus, all sides are equal. In a square, all sides are equal. So a rhombus can become a square. A parallelogram can become a rectangle easily. Why this parallelogram can become a rectangle is because in a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. In a rectangle, also opposite sides are equal. In a rhombus, all sides are equal. In a square, all sides are equal. So in a parallelogram, diagonals are not equal. If the diagonals are equal, then it is a rectangle. In a rhombus, diagonals are not equal. If they are equal, it's a square. If you're curious, you can just make a note. The diagonals of a parallelogram are unequal. If they are equal, it is a rectangle. It is a rectangle. The diagonals of a rhombus are unequal. If they are equal, it is a square. It is a square. In all these figures, the diagonals bisect each other. In all the figures, because that's a property of a parallelogram, the diagonals will bisect each other. Everywhere the diagonals will bisect each other. The thing is, in a parallelogram and rhombus, diagonals are not equal. In a rectangle and square, diagonals are equal. Rectangle and square, diagonals are equal. But everywhere the diagonals bisect each other. That means if say PN is 6 centimeters, then PL also will be 6 centimeters. One diagonal is cut into two equal halves. The other diagonal, if PM is 5 centimeters, OP is also 5 centimeters. The diagonal NL is cut into two equal pieces, 6, 6. The diagonal OM is cut into two equal pieces, 5, 5. But what is 5 plus 5? 10. 6 plus 6, 12. Diagonals are not equal. The lengths of the diagonals NL is not equal to OM, but their halves will be equal. That is, NP will be equal to LP and OP will be equal to MP. Am I clear, children?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now, LM and O is a parallelogram. PM is equal to 6 centimeters. PM. So this one is 6 centimeters. That means immediately what you understand, OP is also 6 centimeters. OP is also 6 centimeters. Then how much is OM? How much is OM?
12 centimeter, ma'am.
12 centimeters. Because PM is 6, immediately OP is also 6. Because one half of the diagonal is 6, the other half also will be 6. So OM is equal to 12. Next, NL is 4 more than OM. NL is 4 more than OM. That means what? NL is 4 more than OM means what? NL is 4 more than OM, like this. As you read, you should write NL. S means equal to. S means equal to. 4 more than means plus 4 than OM. So this is the equation. As you read, you should write NL. S means equal to. 4 more than means plus 4. Than what? OM. So NL is equal to OM plus 4. That's the equation. Oh, sorry. NL is equal to 4 more than OM. This is the equation. Now we have to find PL. We'll have to find PL. Okay, now let's work this. What do we have? NL is equal to OM plus 4. How much is OM? We found no OM is 12. 12 plus 4. So NL is equal to 16 children. If NL is 16 children, how much is NP?
8, ma'am.
8. And how much is LP or PL?
8, ma'am.
Same 8, ma'am.
8. We have to find PL. So in such questions, you shouldn't think. You should start working. You shouldn't think. You should just start working with the information given. You should not read what to find and all that. It's not completely. You cannot visualize it like that. You just start working. You will get it. As you read, you keep writing. Like so. PM is 6. So you should mark that. You should draw the diagram in your book. You must draw the diagram in your book. Draw the diagram using a pen, but mark with a pencil so that you can erase it if you don't want it. You should always draw the diagram with a pen, because if you draw the diagram also with a pencil, you cannot erase anything. So I always prefer drawing the main diagram with a pen. This diagram which is given, you draw with a pen, neatly with a pen. And then all the markings you do with a pencil. So using a pencil, you can write PM is 6, so right here. So using a pencil, you should mark 6 here immediately. So immediately your mind says, okay, OM is 12. Then when you read this, so OM is 12, that is the length of the diagonal is 12. Then here NL is 4 more than OM. You should write this and then subvert that. NL is equal to OM is 12. 12 plus 4. So NL is equal to 16 you get. So you should look at the figure. NL is 16. This full thing is 16. So that means this is 8 and this is 8. Now see, we already got the answer. PL is 8. PL is 8. This what you do in your mind, you should write it down now. You should write it down now. Yeah. Go to the answer, children.
Ma'am, the working is wrong here, ma'am. They have given us 12 plus 5.
Oh. Not they. I only typed 1 minute. LMO's PM is 6. What have I written? OM. Fine PL. Okay. OP is equal to PM diagonals bisect each other. OP is equal to 6. Then OM is equal to OP plus PM, so 6 plus 6, 12, this is correct. NL is equal to, instead of 4 more than, I put 5 more than, is it? Correct, yeah. Okay, yeah. So maybe I'll change this question to, I'll just change this one, children, otherwise I'll just make this 5 more than, okay? Now I'll change it. Now it's 4 more than, no, so it'll be 16. NL is 16 and PL is equal to half of NL, half of 16, which is 8 centimeter. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Understood, children?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Yeah. Complete the following statements if ABCD is a parallelogram. Yeah, Swati, do the first one. AD is equal to. You have the answers, but kindly do not use your notebook. AD is equal to Swati. Sorry, Bhavishya. No, whom did I ask? Bhavishya or Swati?
To be only asking.
Yeah, Swati. Okay, AD is equal to
CB, ma'am.
BC or CB. Okay, correct. Then Swati, DCB is equal to angle DCB. DCB, this angle is equal to
DAB, ma'am.
no, so oh my Bhavishya. DCB is equal to Bhavishya,
DAB, ma'am.
or you can also call that angle DAB as angle sorry,
Or BAD, ma'am.
BAD. You can also call it BAD. What is the property here you're using?
And opposite angles are
Yeah, opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. So this angle is equal to this angle. Okay, then OC is equal to Kritika. OC is equal to
OA, ma'am.
OC is equal to OA. Very good. OC is equal to OA. Very good. Then Swati, measure of, how do you read this? Measure of angle ADC. Measure of angle ADC. ADC, this angle. Measure of angle ADC plus measure of angle BCD. BCD. Just tell the answer, Swati. I'll ask the reason from somebody else.
Ma'am, 180.
Is
180
equal to
degrees.
180. Is equal to 180. Yes. So Bhavishya, what is the reason? Why is
because measure of ADC and measure of BCD is adjacent angle, ma'am. So they are supplementary.
very good? In a parallelogram, adjacent angles are supplementary. In a parallelogram, adjacent angles, next angles, C and D, D and A and B and C. Adjacent angles are supplementary. Very good. Yeah, Kritika, what sign will you use here? AC between AC and BD. You can use less than, greater than, equal to, not equal to. These are the different things you can use. You can use less than, greater than, equal to, not equal to. ACBD. ACBD.
And AC is not equal to BD.
Very good. AC is not equal to BD because what is the property, Kritika?
Ma'am,
In a parallelogram,
ma'am,
what are AC and BD in the parallelogram? What do you call them, AC and BD? They're the sides. Are they the sides of the parallelogram?
no.
Then what are they called? What do you call AC?
Diagonals.
Diagonals. AC and BD. Is somebody helping you, Kritika? Your elder sisters?
No, ma'am. He was not.
Okay. All right. Yeah, very good. So AC and BD are called the diagonals. And you know that the diagonals of a parallelogram are not equal. They're not equal. Very good. So not equal. Yeah. Swati, OB and OD. OB and OD. You can use less than, greater than, equal to, not equal to.
Ma'am, OB equals OD, ma'am.
OB is equal to OD. OB is equal to OD. Very good. So this way you can understand the properties of a parallelogram. Like this, you can understand the properties of a parallelogram. So you've already completed this, right, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Yeah. HOP is a parallelogram. HOP is a parallelogram. Find X, Y, Z. X, Y, and Z. All right. Yeah. Without referring your classwork, somebody tell me x. How do you find x?
Shall I say?
Yes, Swati.
One method is we can use the linear pair method, ma'am. Here, the angle of O is given to be 70, ma'am.
Okay.
So 180 minus 70 equals 110 degrees, ma'am.
Okay, so this is 110. Okay.
In a parallelogram, the opposite angles are equal, ma'am. So x will be 110 degrees.
Very good. Correct. Very good. I'll repeat what Swati said. So linear parallel, you can just mark this angle, you should draw the figure in your book. Like in your exam, you must draw the figure in your answer paper. In the question paper, if you mark A and you write only the answer, how will the teacher know where you have marked A? So you should draw the figure. In your answer paper, you must draw the figure and you can mark. You can mark this angle. Like this, you can mark it A. Then you must write A plus 70 is equal to 180, linear pair axiom. A is equal to 110 degrees. So A is equal to 110. Then using the property of a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. So X is equal to 110 degrees. Very good. Yeah, Bhavishya, why? Yeah.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, in this EH and PO are parallel.
Very good. These two are
So
parallel.
HP, yes, ma'am. And
HP
HP is
is
the
the,
transversal.
so see here. So EH parallel line, transversal parallel line. Correct. What do you have here? What angle you have here?
Interior angle, ma'am.
No, no, no. What is the measure? What is given in the figure? How much is this?
40 degree, ma'am.
Okay. And what angle you have here?
Ma'am, for same 40 degree, ma'am, because it is alternate interior angle.
What is marked in the figure, ma?
Ma'am, why, ma'am?
Y. Yeah. Now tell me how much is Y?
Ma'am, why is 40 degree, ma'am?
Reason?
Ma'am, because it is alternate angles or equal.
Alternate angles are equal. Very good. Alternate angles are equal. So see here. Parallel line, transversal, parallel line. I told you that Z kind of thing, no? Or N or whatever, like this. Here and here are alternate interior angles, and they're equal. So you can see 40 here and Y here. Y is equal to 40. Alternate angles are equal. Very good. Then what about Z? So we found this is 110. This is 40 degrees, and we also found this is 110. You can find Z in so many ways. Is HOP a triangle, children? Is HOP a triangle?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the sum of the
Yes.
three angles of a triangle equal to?
180 degree, ma'am.
180 degree, ma'am.
180 degrees. So see here, HOP is a triangle. This one. HOP, this one is a triangle. This one is a triangle. This is a triangle. So 110 plus 40 plus Z is equal to 180. This angle 110 plus this one Y, which is 40 plus Z is equal to 180. So working that you will get Z. Working that you can get Z. Okay, very good, children. So this one is A. I've forgotten to mark here. This one is A. This is A.
And can we also find using this way, like 40 plus Z equals 110?
Yeah, different ways. Yes, yes. We'll come back here. 1 minute. Yeah, tell me.
Like, can we solve like 40 plus Z equals 110 degree?
40 plus Z is not equal to 110. 40 plus Z plus 110 is equal to 180.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Adjacent angles are supplementary. So angle E plus angle H is equal to 180. Angle E is 110 degrees plus angle H, which is 40. Angle H is 40 plus Z. H is one angle, which is 40 plus Z, is equal to 180. Correct, you can do that. See, this angle plus this angle is equal to 180. They're not equal, but they're supplementary angles. This angle plus this angle is equal to 180. So X plus 40 plus Z. 40 plus Z is one angle. X plus 40 plus Z is equal to 180 because adjacent angles are supplementary. X is how much? 110. We found already. Plus 40 plus Z is equal to 180. So like this, you can work and find Z. Correct. Any other method? Yeah, please ask me if you want to say something else. ASP is angle sum property. ASP is angle sum property. All right. Next one. In the parallelogram given below, find X, Y, and Z. So children, Kritika, how much is X? Are you there, Kritika? Yeah. Bhavishya?
Ma'am, for X, we should these adjacent angles are supplementary, ma'am. So we should do like X plus 55. 55 is equal to 180 as first step, ma'am. After that, we should minus 55. Ma'am, after that, X is equal to 180 degree minus 125 degree, 55 degree, ma'am.
Yeah, 125 degrees.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Swati, what is Y?
In a parallelogram, the opposite angles are equal, ma'am. So if X equals 125, then Y would also be 125 degree, ma'am.
Kritika, how much is Z?
She said that she is having a poor network, ma'am. She left me.
Okay. All right. Yeah. 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 What about Z, Swati, and Bhavishya? Who can answer that?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, Y and Z are alternate angles or equal, ma'am. So Z is equal to 125 degree, ma'am.
Correct. See here, parallel line, transversal, parallel line. You can see the Z there. This is the parallel line. This is the transversal. And this is the parallel line. So you can see parallel line, transversal, parallel line. Alternate angles are equal.
Or else X and Z are corresponding angles, ma'am.
Very good. X and Z are corresponding angles. X and Z are corresponding angles. You can produce this line like this. You can only if you produce the lines, you can make out clearly. So you can see that these are parallel lines. Opposite sides of parallelogram are parallel. So these are parallel lines. This is the transversal. This is the transversal. So you have a figure like this basically. These are the opposite sides of the parallelogram. So they are parallel. This is the transversal. You have X here and you have Z here. So you can see that they lie on the same side of the transversal. This is an interior angle. This is an exterior angle. This is an interior angle. This is an exterior angle. And they don't form a linear pair. So they are corresponding angles. X is equal to Z corresponding angles. Correct. You can say Y and Z are alternate angles or X and Z are corresponding angles. Correct. So what have I done here? X plus y 180, x plus 55 is 180. Then x is equal to y. Yeah. Or you can also say x and z are corresponding angles, correct? X and z are corresponding angles, so they are equal. Correct. Yeah. Yeah, we'll wind up with this one, children. Today, Swati and Bhavisha, you had some other class or something? Do you both attend other classes other than maths?
No, ma'am.
No. What about Bhavisha?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I don't know, my back, I've sprained my back and I thought it'll just go off on its own, but it's just getting worse. So I have to meet the doctor. That's why I thought I'll just finish the class and then meet the doctor. It was not, like, was it okay, this timing today?
Yes, ma'am, it was okay.
Yeah, children, we'll discuss this and wind up the session for today. Yeah. First x, how much is x?
We can find it like 40 plus z equals 112 degrees, ma'am.
40% is not equal to 112. 40, okay, you're saying 40% is equal to 112. What is the property there, Swati, according to you? Adjacent angles are equal, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Adjacent angles are not equal.
Oh, I thought the opposite angles are equal.
Oh, you feel that these are opposite angles, is it?
No, ma'am. Actually, I was confused with opposite and adjacent, ma'am.
Yeah, adjacent angles are what? What is the property between adjacent angles? They are?
They add up to 180, ma'am.
Yeah, they add up to 180. That you can do. So 40 plus z is one angle plus 112 is equal to 180. From this you can get z. From this you can get z.
I'm like 28.
28 degrees. Correct.
And
Next.
so z and x form the alternate interior angles, ma'am.
Correct.
So
Parallel line, transversal, parallel line. Interior angles. Alternate interior angles. So x is equal to 28 degrees. Correct. Then.
ma'am, and then if one of the
Y is equal to?
Opposite angle.
Y is equal to 112. Opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Very good. All right, children. All right, Swati and Bhavishya. So that's it for today's session. Thank you so much. You may leave the call. 1 second, Swati, just stay back.
Yes, ma'am.